The message arrived at 2:14 a.m. Unknown number. 3 words. Ask her about the scarf. That was it. No greeting, no explanation. Just those 5 quiet syllables sliding into my phone like a blade. I stared at the screen while my wife slept beside me. Her breathing was slow, calm, almost innocent. For a moment I considered deleting it, pretending it never existed. But curiosity is a dangerous instinct. So I typed back, "Who is this?" The reply came immediately. "The man your wife meets every Thursday." My thumb hovered above the screen. A second message arrived before I could react. A photo. Not blurry, not distant. Crystal clear. My wife, standing outside a small restaurant I didn't recognize. Her hand resting on a man's arm. And around her neck, a dark silk scarf. I knew that scarf. I had bought it for her 2 winters ago. Switzerland. A street boutique in Zurich. She told me she lost it. Funny thing about lies, they always return. Just like scarves. I didn't wake her. I didn't ask questions. I simply placed the phone down and stared at the ceiling while something cold and patient began unfolding inside my chest. Rage is loud, but betrayal is quiet. Morning came like nothing had happened. She kissed me before leaving for work. "Busy day," she said. Her voice soft, familiar. I watched her from the doorway as she adjusted her coat. No scarf, of course. The stranger texted again. "He hunts married women. Yours isn't the first." Attached was another photo. The man, mid-40s, clean suit, confident smile. The kind of man who looked like he belonged in expensive hotels. The kind of man who believed consequences were something that happened to other people. I didn't respond. Instead, I asked one simple question. "Who are you?" The reply took longer this time. Finally, "Someone he destroyed." Then another message. "My sister." A pause. She didn't survive it. I sat very still. The room suddenly felt colder. The stranger continued. "He records them, manipulates them. When they panic, he threatens to send the videos to their families. Blackmail." My fingers tightened around the phone. Then came the final message. "Your wife doesn't know yet, but she will." Silence filled the room. For several minutes, I simply sat there, thinking, calculating, because anger is useless. But information is power. I didn't confront her. That would have been emotional, messy, predictable. Instead, I watched. Thursday came. She said she had dinner with coworkers. I nodded. "Drive safe," I said. My voice calm. She smiled and left. I waited 15 minutes before following. The restaurant from the photo was easy to find. He was already there. So was she. The scarf rested around her neck like a quiet confession. Through the window, I watched them laugh. Her hand touched his arm. My pulse didn't change. I took photos. Not out of jealousy. Out of precision. Later that night, the stranger contacted me again. Her name was Elena. She lived 2 cities away. Her sister had met the same man. The same pattern. Charm. Secrets. Then recordings. Then threats. The sister paid him everything she had. It wasn't enough. One night, she walked into the ocean and didn't come back. Elena wanted him exposed. I wanted something colder. So we made a plan. Phone records. Hidden cameras. A private investigator. Within 2 weeks, we had everything. Videos. Bank transfers. 5 women, my wife included. But the real discovery came from Elena. A hidden folder on his laptop. Hundreds of recordings. Predators rarely stop when they're winning, which makes them careless. The envelope arrived on a Tuesday. DNA tests, financial records, video logs, everything we needed. I placed it on the kitchen table. My wife came home an hour later. She noticed the envelope immediately. "What's that?" she asked. "Evidence." She froze. I slid the folder toward her. "Ask him about the scarf," I said quietly. Her face drained of color. She opened the folder. Photos spilled across the table. Her, him, hotels, timestamps, then the videos. Her hands began shaking. I can explain." "You don't need to." My voice stayed calm. Controlled. "You already did?" Her eyes filled with tears. But I wasn't looking at her. I was watching the clock. Because at that exact moment, Elena was walking into a police station with copies of everything. The arrest happened 2 days later. Fraud, blackmail, extortion, illegal recordings, 5 victims stepped forward. My wife wasn't one of them. She sat across from me in silence when the news broke. "I didn't know," she whispered. Maybe that was true. Maybe it wasn't. But the difference didn't matter anymore. "I never loved him," she said. I finally looked at her. "Really looked? You loved the lie," I said. "And he sold it well." She reached for my hand. I moved it away. Not violently. Just enough to remind her the distance was permanent. "He's going to prison," she said. "Yes." "Because of you?" I shook my head. "No. Because of his own appetite. Predators always fall the same way. They starve themselves with greed." 3 months later, I was sitting on the balcony of my villa in Switzerland. Snow covered the mountains like a quiet apology. My phone buzzed. Again, and again, and again. 71 missed calls. My daughter-in-law, the same woman who once shouted over the phone, "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." I had simply replied, "Enjoy." Then I sent her photos. The villa. The lake. The life she assumed I never had. Jealousy travels fast, family faster. The phone buzzed again. Call number 72. I turned it off. Because revenge isn't loud. It's quiet. Precise. Patient. The predator was in prison. My wife was gone. And the scarf? The scarf was still folded neatly in my drawer. A small reminder that the moment you stop asking questions is the moment someone starts lying. And I never forget to ask.